A heartwarming one-man show, currently led by Tony Award-winning actor Daniel Radcliffe, is taking Broadway by storm. In it, the central character turns a simple childhood list into a powerful reflection on life's meaning. What unfolds is a unique and deeply personal journey shaped not just by Radcliffe, but by the audience, who step into the performance in surprising and meaningful ways. And Daniel Radcliffe joins us now. Daniel, we're so glad to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, and congratulations on this. But let's start with that. For someone who's unfamiliar with the show, tell us about the role the audience plays.
Okay, so there's sort of two levels of audience participation in our show. First of all of it, none of it's happening against anyone's will. I ask everybody if they want to be involved. There is no danger. If you hate audience participation, I will not make you do anything. So there's a very light level of audience participation where I go around before the show starts and give out cards which have a number on them and a thing. So when I'm shouting out entries from my list, I shout out the number, and then people in the audience will shout the thing that's written on their card. So that's pretty easy and sort of low responsibility. And then for people who are feeling a little bit more ambitious, there are 5 people who play characters in the show who do not know they're going to be doing that when they come to the theatre that evening.
Wow.
So in the half hour before the show, I cast people in there. I have little chats with people and see if they'd be up for it, and then we cast them in sort of 5 pretty important roles in the show.
So what is the burden then on you? It's a one-man show, sort of, but it's an extraordinary amount for you, and also, I mean, it changes night to night, and there's a lot of improv involved.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of improv involved as new audience members obviously give you different things each night. That most of it is like a pretty structured monologue, and then there's 5 or 6 moments where it is a lot more free-flowing and things can change night to night. I do, I try and have, it's my job, I think, to make sure that everybody who does do the audience participation leaves feeling they've had a really good time. Like, it's my mission that nobody should regret doing it. I feel like there have been a few people that were hesitant to do it who ended up being like very, very happy that they did. So I'm hopeful that that is representative of how most people go away feeling.
You have a Tony.
Yes.
Yes. So you know the theater. This must be so different because you're interacting with the audience in a way that I've never even heard of something like this. No. And also, can I be in it?
You know what? I will say that the one thing that probably pretty much gets people not cast is walking up to me in the pre-show and asking for a part, which has had a couple of times. I've not come up with.
Dream has died.
I'm sorry, but if you come and then I'll forget that you've said that, then I'll cast you.
I'll take
sure.
A chance.
I mean, look, it's the reason I wanted to do the show is because I will never be offered to do another play where I get to have this relationship with the audience. If the show starts at 7, I'm in the audience at 6:30, half an hour before, meeting people as they come in, figuring out who might be good to use, finding out who does not want to be used. That's really why I wanted to do it, was that I read it and I was like, I'll never be asked to do something like this again, so I should probably jump at the chance.
So let's speak a little bit to the theme of the show itself. Tell us a little more about what it's about. In particular, I was struck by, this is a pretty dark time for a lot of people. Well, the headlines are very hard, and a lot of people are really gripped with sort of anxiety day to day and also sort of existential concerns. This is a show that sort of has a pretty sad sort of start, but then it really... The phrase life-affirming, I think, is something that resonates here and would seem really important right now.
I hope so. I mean, so it starts off being about a young boy whose mother is suffering with severe depression, and so he starts to make a list of everything brilliant about the world that he can think of to cheer her up. And then it's about how the making of that list sort of follows him into adulthood and becomes a coping mechanism for him, and eventually a way of seeing the world that ends up being very positive. I think the play draws a pretty direct line between the ability to notice new, brilliant things and happiness. And I feel like we all in rehearsals as well started making our own lists of kind of stuff, and it has become a very it is a nice way of going through the world.
And while we have you on another subject, this is a moment where HBO is ramping up the Harry Potter sort of reboot.
Yes.
Give us your sort of thoughts on that as you see it take life again.
I mean, literally the only thing I care about is that the kids have a good time. Like, I'm happy that it's happening. I'm happy that people will have more Harry Potter to digest and expand on the world. But the thing that I focus on when I see images of these new young people that are doing it is just like, I hope they have as good a time as we did, and I hope they're being, looked after as well as we are, and I'm sure that they are. But that's my main concern, is that Dominic and Arabella and Alistair are having a good time.
That's certainly eagerly anticipated, and the new Broadway show, Every Brilliant Thing, is playing now at the Hudson Theater. You can catch Daniel as the lead through May 24th, so you still got a little bit of time. Award-winning actor Daniel Radcliffe, thank you. Great to see you.
Thank you so much.